We might be long past the jetpack era in Call of Duty, but that doesn't mean the series has reverted back to the slower paced nature seen pre-Advanced Warfare. Black Ops 4 has managed to maintain the rapid, intense gameplay seen in more recent futuristic Call of Duty titles. The first assault rifle you unlock, the ICR, has a moderate fire rate. Damage-wise, it's not too impressive either if we're being perfectly honest. Where the ICR shines is with its pinpoint accuracy and lack of recoil. After you use the ICR for a game or two, you'll unlock both grip and FMJ. Whack them on and your gun becomes essentially a laser beam. Once you unlock long barrel, you'll deal even more damage at range and you'll become unstoppable. Spitfire SMG. Black Ops 4 is a paradise for SMGs. The fast movement speed means you can get up close and personal for almost every gunfight, especially with a number of routes throughout each map. The Spitfire is utterly lethal when you're in close quarters combat. It's got low damage and range, but makes up for it with its insane rate of fire. Perhaps the best thing about the Spitfire is that when you unlock the laser sight attachment, you literally do not have to aim down the sights. You can clear entire rooms and objectives of enemies by firing from the hip because the spread is so small. On the off chance that you do need to ADS, the iron sights are open, which means you don't need to throw a sight on there. In Call of Duty games, the first sniper you have access to tends to always be the best one. That hypothesis reigns true once again as the Paladin is an absolute monster. A heavy bolt action with a long reload time, it's a one-shot kill to the chest and above. Equip high caliber and you're dealing even more damage. The second assault rifle on the list, the Vapor, is a gun that bridges the gap between assault rifles and SMG. The fast rate of fire makes it lethal at close and medium range, all while maintaining accuracy. Its damage isn't too shabby either, making it a great pick for versatile players. Unfortunately, the iron sights aren't the best, so we'd recommend sticking to a reflex or ELO on this bad boy. There's no grip to attach either, so attachment wise you're going to want long barrel, high caliber and potentially stock if you've got room for it. MX9 SMG. Another gun you have right from the get-go, the MX9 is the final gun on our list. Reminiscent of the MP5 from previous games, it's got a moderate rate of fire but deals the most damage per bullet out of all the SMGs. The MX9 also doesn't have much recoil either, making this gun the perfect SMG for maps you may have a few long-range engagements on. There's a bunch of attachments to choose from, but we'd recommend opting for an ELO sight as the iron sights aren't fantastic. Our personal loadout for the MX9 rocks an ELO with hybrid mags, long barrel, laser sight and high caliber. Of course, you don't have much room for perks with that, but it's worth it to make your primary weapon unbeatable. It's worth noting that none of the other guns in Black Ops 4 are awful. Every single one has its place. The GKS SMG, for example, is a solid weapon at range, but its slow rate of fire means it's not one of our recommendations. Tactical rifles often tend to be a bit too slow in the core game modes, but can be absolutely lethal in hardcore, while LMGs require a much slower playstyle than what's optimal for the game. We haven't included any secondary weapons because they've been far too inconsistent for us so far, meaning we mainly forego them in favour of more primary attachments. Finally, make sure you're combining all of these weapons with our best Black Ops 4 Specialist Guide and you'll truly be a force to be reckoned with. Let us know which one's your favourite weapon in the comments below, click the box and left for more content from us, and don't forget to hit that big button in the middle for more news, reviews, previews and features right here on Games Radar.
Hellstorm strike successful.